Thank you so much for being here with us. Leyla Jeyte, since she couldn't be here, she wanted me to share a note that she wrote, and I thought that might be a really great way to begin our conversation. Leyla said, "My experience with this project has been inspiring. I've been inspired by all the amazing women leaders in our community. I've been inspired by my co-photographers and witnessing their creation mode. And I've been inspired by the outcome of our work, from being exhibited in multiple places to our photos being acquired and to now publishing a book. Wild. I'm grateful for this experience. Thank you, band." So maybe I thought you guys could sort of share your experience. So could you share what being here today means to you and what the project in general means to you?
You want me to go first?
Yes.
Oh gosh. Being here today and seeing everyone is very surreal. I think personally for me, I was a part of this project from the very beginning. So seeing the many phases that it has taken place for this body of work has been really amazing. From just hoping that I can capture Maxine Bailey. Hi, Maxine. When I first, when I shot her, she was from the very beginning, and she's like, "I love my portrait." So I was like, oh my God, Maxine loves it. I felt very elated, and it gave me the confidence to keep on going in my practice, even though at that time I didn't know it was a practice. I was just shooting, and Karen would be like, "Yeah, here I want you to do X, Y, and Z," and I'm like, "You believe that I can do it?" To be here and to see the women here today and being a part of it, it's really surreal, because I couldn't imagine that from the first set of portraits that it was going to be an exhibit and then turn into a book. And the book looks amazing. You guys look amazing. So thank you. Thank you everyone who came in front of my lens and gave me your time and spoke to me with so much love and tenderness and grace. Thank you so much.
Being a part of this project, I'm not sure if you guys were here a year ago when we had the show opening. I said that I had prayed for something like this, and this is a project, the most ideal project to be working on as a Black woman photographer. So being brought on, I wasn't one of the first, I was one of the last photographer to be brought on.
Best for last.
No, there's some really good photographers and really good images in the book, so it's really beautiful to see. It was really important to be brought on to this project because I just feel really special to be a part of something that celebrates Black women. And especially the conversations I had with a lot of the women I photographed, I felt like that was a turning point for me, not just as an artist, but also as a young woman, because there was a lot of conversations that were had that really touched a part of my soul, especially conversations about the working girl and achieving your dreams. And I think one of the most significant conversations I had was the concept of passing the baton on to the next people that are coming after you. So I felt very much that all the people that I photographed, all the women that I photographed for this, they were very giving with their time and their advice for working girls like us. So yeah, being a part of this project was really important, not just on that side, but also playing a role in celebrating another Black woman. So yeah, being a part of this was perfect. I was so happy to see the book. I'm thank you, God. Thank you for this. My sister was whenever you feel sad, just open this book. Open this book and know that you contributed to something bigger than you. So yeah, 100% that.
So now maybe I'll ask you a question about your stylistic process in doing this. So as you said, your portraits in this project aim to etch individual figures into collective memory. In my essay, I say that the stylistic choices of these photographs, their monochromatic scale, the stark contrast, the studio setting, and the focus on the upper body sharpen our attention to the subtleties that emerge from this uniform approach. And so I was just curious about your own process through that uniform approach. Like, how did your experiences and perspectives influence the way you approach the making of these portraits?
I'll go first this time. I shot on film. When I first joined the project, I was not aware that it was supposed to be black and white, so I shot digitally and color. And then I was told to change my photos to black and white. And then I was like, oh, that's great, because I felt, I shot the first time with Jon, actually. And we shot at the band location that's being renovated. So we shot there. And it was nice to work with Jon because he had already been a part of the project and I was coming onto it. So we both were shooting the same woman. And that was really important because he was very conversational. I would say that helps bring out the spirit of a person within a photo, is if you try to talk to them, try to get to know them, and you're not just treating it like a passport photo kind of thing. So finding out that it was a black and white project was important to me because I was like, I connected so deeply with the first group of women that I photographed that I was like, oh, let me make this even more special. And film is something that I love. It's expensive, but I love it because it has such a soft, I don't know, it just has a very beautiful feel to it. So I decided to shoot film, which was a slower process. It wasn't something that we could look back and say, oh, right there on set and be like, okay, it's perfect. It was more of being in tune with that person across from me and being like, I feel like I've gotten the photo and I'm sure that I've captured this person in a way that I know they'd be happy to see, and in a way that really represents, I would say, the point of being there, which was to celebrate the adversity that they've shown in their career path.
Thank you so much for that. Just to also piggyback off of what you said regarding to having the other photographers on set, I think that also really made the moment really special. Charmaine's shaking her head. It's true, because you come in all together and we're all talking to our sitters and we're just vibing with them, asking them questions. So I'm I'll be talking and my shooting time is done, and then Jon's also in the background shooting while I'm speaking. And I think with regarding to the style of the portraits, that's what you're seeing. I think you're seeing people connecting with their subject, and their subject, or not subject their object or anything, but the beautiful women that we're shooting. That I guess that's what you're seeing with every photographer, or I'll see what Leyla's doing and I'm like, oh, Leyla, why don't you do something like this, or you want to use a prop? Just us all working together to capture them the most beautiful way possible, right? And that was a gift of working with Jon and Leyla. Even if I wasn't shooting at the time, I'll just be there to be of support, and seeing how they work and how they connected with with the women that they're working with at the time. And sometimes, to be honest, we wouldn't know who we're shooting, because Karen would be like, I don't want you to get starstruck. So we're just going in blind, and we start talking, and I remember talking to Janice for a very long time. It was Janice's finish with her session with me and Jon, and we were just like, oh my gosh, like I'm telling you, I think those were the gems of like the moment of this experience that stands out a lot to me, is how giving they were with their time. They wanted to talk to us. They wanted to know what we're doing and what we're up to, and like how we got into photography. It's really beautiful of how they were as much interested in us as we were in them. It's like we were just starstruck with each other, like, oh my gosh, so what are you up to? What are you doing? Where have your work been? What's going on with you? Like, it's beautiful. I love it.
I love that we're clapping after each answer. It's really brings out the spirit of the moment. But yeah, as someone who came into this project really, really late, just like in assembling the book, a lot of time in art history, you're sort of confronted with the historical ways in which photography were used in the colonial enterprise as a way of sort of like of generating these very stereotypical ways of capturing, right? Like that very violent way of capturing or taking an image from a sitter that wasn't necessarily there